Hey babes, it's me, Dr. Tip. Something has been weighing heavy on my heart that I really want to share with you guys, and it might just free you up and offend your inner people pleaser at the same time. Unconditional love does not mean unconditional access. You can love someone very deeply and still say, no, you can't talk to me like that. No, you cannot keep treating me this way. No, you don't get to have a front row seat in my life if you keep trashing the stage. If all of that has already got your shoulders relaxing and feeling good, just know this: there's more to come. Sit back, relax, and listen up. Hi, I'm Dr. Tiff, your relationship transformation coach. I've spent the past 20 years working with high-achieving women just like you who are crushing it in every area of their lives, everywhere except their relationships. And look, I get it. Finding the one ain't easy, and relationships are hard. But you know what's even harder? Cycling through the bad ones, or worse, staying in relationships when you already know they're not a good fit. You want a relationship of ease, uncomplicated, someone to love you down, but instead you've been suffering through bad dates, sexual incompatibility, and someone who might be good for somebody, but not for you. And if we're really being honest, you know that deep down, the work that really needs to be done starts and ends with you. If you're done wasting time in dead-end relationships and sick of looking for, chasing after, or trying to convince somebody to be the one, and you're ready to become the one, then baby, you're in the right place. So prop your feet and let's clink glasses, because I'm giving you the tea and the tips to fix your relationships. Let's go. Hello, hello. I want to welcome you back to Fix Your Relationships podcast. It's your girl, Dr. Tiff, and I'm so excited to have you here with me today because when I tell you I have a word, your girl has a absolute word. This past Sunday, we had the most amazing group coaching call and the one within in my 30-day reset program. It was an amazing call. Prior to the call, I sat down on Friday thinking about what I wanted to say to the ladies, thinking about it on Saturday as well, and just mapping it out. And when I tell you God gave me the word, and the word was God, okay? It was so good. And so much so that I wanted to share not what we talked about, because that is a private group. You can always sign up for the one within 30-day reset. If you like, just go to the website, drtiffanyhenry.com/the one within, and you'll get all the information there. I'm just letting you know that's where I shared the real conversation. But the bones of this conversation, I felt like, you know what, my people really need to hear this. I didn't want to keep it to myself. And so I thought it would be a great idea for me to share some of that wisdom with you, because I know, just based on my work, based on the women that I run into, based on all of the speaking engagements and everything that I do, this is something that resonates with so many women. So I wanted to share this topic with you. A lot of you guys listening are big-hearted, right? Big-hearted women. You love so hard. You also love the Lord. Okay. You are rooted in faith, love the Lord. You want to love others, just like the Bible tells us to, but you also want to be loved well. You give love and you really do want to receive love in a more consistent way. And somewhere along the way, we got the idea that if I have boundaries, I'm not being loving enough. If I say I can't do this anymore, then I'm pulling away from people and I'm quitting on loving them. If I pull back, I'm not being quote unquote Christ-like or nurturing enough. So we stay in situations that are draining us, dynamics that disrespect us, roles where you're overgiving and under-receiving, and you call it unconditional love. But we need to separate some things out, because unconditional love and unconditional access are not the same thing. Let me break this down for you real simple. When we talk about love, especially the 1 Corinthians 13 passage, right? Love is patient. Love is kind. It is not self-seeking. It keeps no record of wrongs. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Many of us read that and we think, if I set a boundary, I'm not being patient. If I say I can't do this anymore, I'm not being kind. If I step back and pull away from people because I just simply cannot, I'm not loving like Jesus, okay? And so you stay in those relationships longer than your spirit wants to stay. That voice be talking to you and telling you it's time to go, and yet you dig your heels in because you just need to love on this person a little harder. You give more than you actually have. You let people touch your peace, your money, your body, your time without limit. Then you tell yourself, I'm just being loyal. I'm loving unconditionally. No, babes. Sometimes what we're calling unconditional love is fear of abandonment. It's old programming. It's that church girl guilt, okay? Wrapped up in some scriptures that we halfway misapplied. Here's the distinction, and I want you to write this down. Write it down. I should have told you at the top of this to grab a piece of paper and a pen because you're going to need it today. We writing today. We are writing today. I need you to write this down, okay? Love is a posture of the heart, okay? That's sentence number 1. Love is a posture of the heart. The next thing I want you to write down right next to it. Access is a policy, okay? Love is a posture of the heart and access is a policy. Love is a posture of the heart. It's a commitment not to dehumanize someone, to treat someone with dignity and respect. It's a willingness to forgive. Love is choosing not to get stuck in revenge and bitterness, okay? Access is how close I allow you to be to me. How much influence you have over my daily peace, how much of my time, my energy, my body, my money, and my emotions you get to touch with your grubby little hands. You can love someone and limit their access. Stay with me now. I can love you and still limit your access to me. Let me give you some examples of what that sounds like in a real relationship, okay? I love you and I will not stay in a relationship where cheating is normal. I love you and I am no longer available for daily crisis calls when you refuse to do your own work. Hallelujah. I love you and I need to block you while I heal. I love you and this version of our relationship is no longer healthy for me. That is not a lack of love. That is love with wisdom, with self-respect, with discernment. And remember, 1 Corinthians 13 also says, love always protects, right? Sometimes the person God is inviting you to protect is you, sis. He wants you to protect you. All right, I'm getting a little emotional. I told y'all this was a good one. All right, I'm gonna take a swig of water and step back. I'm gonna dial it down because y'all ain't ready for this. All right. So I want to turn this from theory into your actual life. Okay. Keep that pen and paper handy because we're getting ready to use it. I'm going to give you some prompts, some things for you to think about. Okay. Grab your pen and paper. If you can, go ahead and start writing this down. If not, just listen and come back to this later. In between each prompt, I want you to pause and write. If you have that pen and paper handy, go ahead and write it out. Let's do the work right now. Ain't no need to take it home and do it as homework. Okay. All right. Question number 1, where have I been calling it unconditional love when it's really me being afraid to lose someone? If that don't slap you in the face, let me read that again. Hey babes, taking a quick break to talk to you about the One Within 30-Day Reset, my one-of-a-kind guided journaling experience. If you are someone who is determined to improve your relationships in 2026, but also want to make sure that you don't neglect yourself in the process, I'd love to see you inside this program. I designed the One Within 30-Day Reset for women just like you, strong, hyper-independent, crushing it at work, living your dreams. But if we're really being honest, things are a little lacking in the love department. You know that there's probably some self-work that you need to do. Maybe you've been putting it off because you're not quite sure where to start. Well, that's where the One Within steps in. If you can spare just 5 to 10 minutes a day, I'll help you identify the patterns and triggers holding you back in your relationships, help you to set better boundaries and end the cycles of self-sabotage and missed red flags. I'll help you embrace the personal growth strategies necessary to stop making the same mistakes over and over again and to start calling in that love we both know you deserve. And remember, this is a guided experience. I'm not just handing out blank sheets of paper and telling you to scribble your hopes and dreams. Each day, I'm providing you with thought-provoking prompts designed to really tap into what's kept you feeling stuck in your relationships. In addition, you're going to get daily video messages from me, get full access to our private community, group coaching calls, bonuses, and so much more. If you're ready to sign up or just need more information, head on over to drtiffanyhenry.com/theonewithin. Now back to the show. Where have I been calling it unconditional love when it's really me being afraid to lose someone. I want you to think about that. I want you to think about a relationship. It could be a romantic relationship, could be a family member, it could be a friend, okay? A dynamic where you keep saying, it's complicated, but I love them. Okay? They do this, but I love them. Where have you been calling it love or unconditional love when it's really being afraid that they are going to walk away if you do something different? Ask yourself, am I staying because God told me to, or because I'm terrified of what happens if I stop giving them unlimited access to me? Write it down. Amen. All right. Question number 2. Where have I been giving someone more access of my time, energy, and emotions than their behavior has earned? Where have I been giving someone more access to my time, energy, and emotions than their behavior has earned? I always use this analogy. I am a Delta girly. I fly Delta. I rarely will fly any other airline. And usually if it is another airline, it's a partner of Delta, so that I can get my miles and keep my miles and use my miles, okay? So when I started this journey with Delta, I had no status. I had no miles. And it was only after I proved myself, my loyalty, that they started bumping me up, giving me a little upgrade or letting me into the lounge or offering me a free little drink or something. They didn't give me access to everything on day dot, okay? I had to work for it. I had to work for it. I had to put my time in. Okay. I say that because I want you to think about how many people and who you are giving access to your time, your energy, your emotions, your body, your money, and their behavior has not earned that access. Who calls you first for everything? Who drains you, but you still pick up? Who crosses your boundaries, but you still keep going back? Write down 1 or 2 names. That's all I got to say. Write them down. And don't lie to yourself. This is just between you and you, okay? Write them names down. You know who they are. You know exactly who they are. All right, question number 3. If I believed I could love them and still protect myself, what would I do differently? This is a big one. If I believed I could love them and still protect myself, what would I do differently? If you believed I can love you and still step back. I can love you and still say no. I can love you from over there. What would change in your life? What would change? What would you change? How would you change? Take a second and write that down. And these are questions that I need you to ask yourself, okay? Because I think that some of us are thinking that we are just loving so hard when really we are giving people unlimited access that have not earned it and don't deserve it based on their actions, okay? But since they have solidified who they are and how they are, we know that they are not changing. They've let us know time and time again, this is what I do. Okay. So that means it is up to us. We make the change. Okay. All right. Now I want to leave you with one small shift for the week because we're not overhauling your whole life here in just one episode of Fix Your Relationships podcast. I would love to think that I could do that, but I just can't. Okay. I want you coming back next week. So I can't just fix everything in one episode. Okay. We're not going to do that. This week, I want you to practice one thing. I want you to practice saying, I love you, and then set the boundary. I love you and the boundary. Not I love you, but like you're about to destroy them. Okay. I love you and I love you. And here's what I need to do differently. Not what they need to do, what I need to do differently. Okay. Here's some examples. I love you. And I can't talk about this every single night. It's draining me. Keep your negativity to yourself. I love you. And I cannot talk to you about this every single night. It is draining me. Another example. I love you and I won't be loaning you money anymore. I love you and I'm going to take some space to work on myself. I love you and I am no longer available for conversations where I am being disrespected. Pick one. Okay, pick several. Okay, make it your own because you've already named the person. You know who you need to set the boundary with and you're going to do it with love. Okay, and the change doesn't come from them. It comes from you. I won't tolerate this anymore. That is how you set a boundary. Sweetie, that's how you do it. Okay, you pick one. And here's the thing, this is new territory for some of us. You don't even have to say it out loud yet if you're not ready. You can start by just writing it down like you're doing today. Write it in your journal, practice it in the mirror. But I want you to get used to those words living in your mouth. I love you and I'm honoring me too. Okay? If this episode is hitting home for you today, if you feel like I am talking directly to you, it's because I am. If you feel it in your chest, if you know that I am plucking your last good nerve, it just means that your heart is waking up to the truth that you are not required to hurt yourself to prove that you love somebody. If you want more of this kind of work in a live setting where we can talk back and forth, that's exactly what we're doing and More Love, Less Hustle. My free live working lunch where we talk about the ways you're hustling for love, why you're afraid to set boundaries, and how to start shifting one small step at a time. You can grab your seat at becometheone.myflowdesk.com/more love, less hustle. That's becometheone.myflowdesk.com/more love, less hustle. That is a long URL. So you can go to the show notes and tap the link and join me this Friday. This is I have been doing this training all month. I think we've had a total of maybe 6 or 7 throughout the month of February. This is the last one, guys, the last one that I am doing. And I want to see your face in the place, because if you love this, if you loved what we did today, you're going to love More Love, Less Hustle, and you deserve more love with less hustle. And if you don't hear anything else that I said today, okay, know this: you can love them, you can love God, and you can love you. All of that at the same time. Unconditional love does not require unconditional access. I hope you enjoyed the message that I laid down for you today, because I enjoyed giving it to you. All right, I will see you guys in the next episode. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. And I hope and pray to see you in More Love, Less Hustle this Friday at noon. Again, it's becometheone.myflowdesk.com/more love, less hustle, or tap the link in the show notes. I'll talk to you soon. Ciao. Hey, babe, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. My goal with this podcast is to bless you with information that helps you fix those relationships that are most important to you, but not before you do the self-work needed to make sure that those relationships thrive. If this episode was exactly what you needed, then guess what? Somebody else probably needs it too. So do me and them a favor. Please share this episode with your good girlfriend and let her know about the podcast. And while you're at it, hop on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a review. This really helps to grow the podcast and puts it right in front of other women who are desperate to work on their relationships and themselves. And if you haven't done so already, I want to invite you to join our community of like-minded women all on a journey to become the one. You can sign up for free at becometheone.myflowdesk.com/email. I know that's a lot, so just go on over to the show notes and click that link there. Thanks again for listening to Fix Your Relationships with Dr. Tiff. I'll see you right back here next week.